All right. So, hello. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I hope that you had a fantastic start of the week. And yeah, let's get started. So let's continue with the Demon Prince Perturabo. And yeah, let's see how far we can take it from here. Dusan, hello. How are you doing? Welcome. Okay, so before anything else, I'm gonna... Oops, I think I'm gonna make expand slightly the canvas because we need a little bit more space underneath. Oh, wait. Oh, a fireplace. Yeah, there you go. So let's go back on the background. That's okay. Uh-huh. Let's use the same brush. Well, just like a mock-up. I'll obviously work on it later on, but just for now, I think it's all right. I didn't want to just delete for later. At least I will, yeah, paint over. Just make it feel like one background. So yeah, how was your week? Have you painted a lot? I hope so. Pontus, hey man, how are you doing? Long time no see. All right, so last week we were reworking on the pose with the legs, right? And I think even though they are way better than what it was before, we could still push it a little bit farther and make it a little bit more alive. So let's see. Let's try. And let's give it a little bit more depth to the pose. So again, these I quite like way more than what we had before, but I think we can push it. Lazarus, hello there. Love your streams and your art. Well, thank you. That's very kind to say. Thank you, man. Welcome to the stream. Pontus, doing good. Doing a lot of 3D stuff in my free time. Nice. Anything that you can share? Weren't you doing like some Space Marine or something like that, Pontus? Or I'm just making that up? So what I'm trying to do is to take this pose and just exaggerate it a little bit more. So bringing up and forward this leg a little bit more and pushing this leg a little bit farther behind. So it's just almost what I have, but just pushing it a little bit more. And just to remind you of what I had initially, right? So it's more from the side, it's more flat in some way, I feel. So like this, we managed to get like that nice twist to the torso. And make the, in my humble opinion, the whole pose slightly more interesting. Also, I was thinking, let's see where I can find it. Let's see, 1 second. Just in case, I'm just gonna hide the screen. I'm just gonna put a reference of, because I can't remember exactly how it was, and I think it would be good for you to see it at the same time. A reference of the original Perturabo miniature that I'm basing this take on the character. So maybe if I place it here, and like this, also you can see it. Okay. Okay. I can put it here perhaps. Well, it's less annoying. So now that I see this photo, it's funny enough. It's the pose is a little bit similar, so that's completely unintentional. But yeah, that's kind of funny. So yeah, it would be good just to get some elements as close, or that's, yeah, so it feels that it's the same armor, right? Is so are you watching or reading anything interesting these days? Anything to recommend? Because yeah, lately I'm kind of in a bubble, and too absorbed with other things, so it will be nice to have something to watch or to listen or to read. Pontus, Space Marines are put on hold. Okay, and yeah, please do. I would love to. I would love to see. Dusin, I have finished a piece myself, so I'm happy with that. Okay, cool. And Juan, hello, good evening. ¿Cómo estás? Welcome to the stream. I don't know if I have talked about this before, but I think it is important to take it easy when painting. So what I mean is that I don't know if that is the case for you. It is certainly the case for me in some cases, where I feel certain pressure that I have to do things quickly. That like something telling me, yeah, go. I mean, there is like some stress or something, And sometimes I need to really force myself just to just like, hey, hold on, I mean, take it easy, just take as much time as you need in order to move forward, just to advance into your pace. So and of course, I'm talking about this as assuming that you don't have like a very tight deadline, etc., etc. But just, at least for me, it has taken some time to learn to take it easy and enjoy the moment, and take as much time as I need to come up with something while I'm painting, and not to be afraid to take long. So I don't know if there is an expression to something like this in English. For those of you that speak in Spanish, it's just like lento y con buenos alimentos. Yeah, taking it slowly but steady, but just moving forward, but with no stress. And because when I feel like that stress, I feel that I'm forced to make some decisions, or to come up with a solution to certain problems, and it forced me just to go ahead when I'm perhaps not prepared, and it kind of mentally blocks me to actually come up with a solution. So, and that doesn't mean just to be complacent and just like not with certain level of objectivity to just to move forward and just to put some limits, but it's, I would say, perhaps it's more about learning to enjoy the process and taking your time, and not having that pressure to, you have to be efficient, and every single stroke and every single thing that you do has to be right, and make things move forward, if that makes any sense. Guard, hey, how it's going? It's going pretty good. How about you? Welcome to the stream. We are here, painting this lovely Deamon Primarch. So, for instance, on that note, regarding this pose and with the legs, etc., it's just like, even though now in my head it's just like, okay, this is not working, it's just like, okay, it's okay, don't rush, take it easy, and it will get there eventually. So yeah. How is it? Is it? these lines are actually going to help me to define the volume and perspective of the legs, which is good. Let's do let's flip the image. Sometimes it's so disorienting doing this, but that's why it's so powerful. Morocco, hello Miguel, thanks for sharing your work again. Well, thanks for passing by, and my pleasure. Literally, it's I love doing this. Guard, I'm struggling a little with light values practice, but other than that, great. Okay, cool. Well, that's one of the big ones, right? One of those things to that it's a very classic struggle. What? Oh, typical. Just paint it on the same layer. But if I recall, in my case, studying values was, even though it's challenging, was one of the most pleasant fundamentals to learn. I think it's very I don't know how you say this in English, but when you get better, or every time you just improve, it's very rewarding. It really the results really shows, and it's very pleasant. While there are other ones that are a little bit more dry, let's say like perspective or stuff like that, and it's kind of funny. Lately, for my professional work, I'm doing a lot of I'm starting a lot of stuff in black and white, uh, even though it's, like I said many times, it's not my preferred way of doing things. But for some reason, yeah, lately a lot of the things that I'm doing professionally are starting in black and white, which again, it's very enjoyable since it's easier, right, than just going directly with colors. There is less things to think about. Pontus, yeah, nice to be able to take it easy and relaxed with the work. I put something on Discord. All right, I will check it out later. But yeah, it's I mean, it's something related also as well with this thing that I mentioned before is about being able. I mean, that it is important to remind ourselves that at the end of the day, all we are doing this for because we like it, right? Nobody's forcing us to paint or draw, so we need to enjoy it and yeah, make an effort to enjoy it. Even if that sounds weird, but at least not forget. So I think it's a pretty valid thing to do, just to do things for the pleasure of it, or doing things in certain way just because you like it. I mean, certain processes, or even though they might be not the most efficient perhaps, but it's just something that you genuinely enjoy, and yeah, I think that's very important. Let's flip back. Guard, do you have a fireplace soundtrack playing or something? Yes. Yes, I do. Everything started because people were asking me why I didn't want to play music on the live streams. And I do not, because of copyright issues, and also because I think that what I might enjoy, perhaps some of you might not enjoy, or you are not on that mindset, and can become very annoying. So I decided that it's best to come up with having something on the background that is relaxing, but also add some sound, so it's not just my voice. I don't know, just to make it a little bit more cozy. Morocco, is it difficult to get to work on illustration concept art for Warhammer 40k universe? Well, I don't know what to say. I honestly don't know. My guess is that nowadays the bigger the IP becomes, the easier it's going to be, because there's going to be more opportunities. There are going to be more projects about Warhammer 40k. So yeah, so that doesn't necessarily mean working for Games Workshop, but just for a company or a studio that is just getting a license. And now there are plenty. Like for instance, Dark Tide, right? That I work with Fat Shark. So that's not Games Workshop directly, but it's a third party. Guard, nice, a good nice white noise. Yeah, man, I really do. I think it's very relaxing. During the summer, I switched to something fresher, so like some how to say rain or something. So now that it's still cold, well, even though now it's getting warmer and warmer, thanks God. Yeah, the fireplace, yeah, kind of makes sense. So going back to what I was talking about before about taking your time, I think combining that, so just taking it easy, just relax and go with the flow and don't stress about that you need to get a results quick. Combining that with the acknowledgement that you will eventually get where you want to go in terms of the results, and not being afraid of just redoing things, as I showed at the beginning of the revision of this concept, right? Of just kind of redoing all these things, just not being afraid of taking several steps back to redo things if you feel that they are not where you were envisioning them, and taking your time to do that. I think that's so empowering as an artist, I find, and something that helps so much to enjoy the process. It's in some way as well is something that I find myself trying to force myself into thinking, and it's like trying to remember when I was a kid, painting or drawing, and I was more painting or drawing not with a specific goal that I need to achieve this technically, but just I'm going with the flow and enjoying it. I'm just doing it because I like it. And when you do that, magic happens. So I think that's kind of the paradox there. Is like, as, and of course I'm generalizing, of course, and that doesn't mean you don't need to be rational and think and etc etc. But if to a certain degree you manage to find, it's not going to do extremes, right? So you need to be in control, but at the same time not forgetting to enjoy for the sake of painting, and not getting so obsessed about the results. And when that happens, it's just like, yeah, magic happens. And sometimes the more I get obsessed with, I need to get to this result, or this is the worse the piece become, and the other way around. But of course, everything's about finding a balance. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that I'm making some sense on what I'm saying in my rants or ramblings. Juan, I'm making now a piece in black and white just to change a bit. To change the process and try different approaches. Okay, cool. Well, I hope that you enjoy it. Yeah, like I said, even though it's not normally the way I prefer to do things, but at the same time, I really enjoy it because it makes the whole process so much easier, because it just kind of reduce all the mental processes that you need to go through, right? Just you focus on values and not on colors. So, but then there are some tricky aspects that, I don't know, at least that's for me, and this is very personal, and I'm pretty sure other artists don't struggle with this. And that's one of the reasons why I tend to prefer working with colors from the very beginning. And it's like sometimes if I start purely in black and white, I struggle adding colors later on. I don't know, it's something that my brain doesn't that get blocked sometimes. So it's something kind of like, if I start painting in black and white, I'm just thinking in black and white, and I struggle to translate and move that push that into colors later. And of course, it doesn't mean that I can't do it, but I feel that the color work suffers from it, than if, on the contrary, I start from the very beginning thinking with colors in mind for the piece. But once again, I'm generalizing, and yeah, it also depends on the vision for some pieces, and yeah, etc. But I hope that you understand what I mean. Guard, why did you want to work with Warhammer specifically? Well, I mean, I don't work only with Warhammer stuff. Warhammer stuff is just one tiny part of the things that I do, and since I'm such a Warhammer nerd, it happens that for things like this, I just like to do fun art. But working professionally for Warhammer stuff, to answer your question, is just, as I just said a few seconds before, is just because I'm a huge fan of Warhammer. Since I was a kid, I always loved it, and I'm extremely passionate about it. So always something that I dreamed of doing. So yeah, I mean, in certain aspects, you could even say that I'm a little bit obsessed with Warhammer40k. But yeah, professionally, it's just a tiny part of the things that I do. I mean, I've been working for more than 20 years professionally, and I started to do professionally things Warhammer related in these past 6 years since I started to freelance, just to give you a little bit of perspective. But I'm speaking professionally, so just when it comes to fine art, I've just been doing it since I was a kid. So Guard, thanks God it's getting warmer. You are not definitely living on Spain right now. No, I'm not. I live in Sweden, so so yeah, no. And as much as Swedish people love to talk about how wonderful the Swedish summer is, which it can be. The problem is like you only get some very absolutely amazing days, but very short amount of them. Sadly. And I'm not saying that it's better in Spain, because I personally struggle with heat. So I don't like it at all when it's too warm, and definitely in Spain it's too warm for my taste. I mean, in general, of course, Spain is very big and has many biomes. Yeah, it's super diverse in that way, but and climate, but yeah, the summer can be very too warm for me. So in that way, I actually enjoy living in Sweden, but yeah, sometimes it's you long for better weather or more consistent good weather. One of the most annoying things I find with Swedish weather is that even in summer, you never know. You can never have like, let's say, summer clothing. You know, it's like, oh, because you know it's gonna be nice weather. You always need to have summer weather, but then a jacket, rain jacket. You know, like you have to be prepared for everything, because everything can happen. So it's very unreliable in that way. So it's a little bit annoying. Always carrying so much stuff with you. One of those things that you don't think about it. For example, yeah, when I lived in Spain, it's just like, yeah, summer. Then you always, yeah, you know what to expect, and that is very nice. Here in Sweden, not so much. Planning for activities on the outside to plan a barbecue or a picnic or something can be tricky. Cantabrian, hey Miguel, been a little while. Hope you are keeping well. Perturabo is looking delightfully chaotic. Excellent work. Cantabrian, welcome to the stream, like always. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. Means a lot coming from you. Yeah, I think it's coming along slowly but steadily. And I think I definitely gonna have to give a chaos pass on the character. I still don't think it's on the right place yet, but it's getting there. How is your Emperor project coming along? I'm very, very much looking forward to it. Especially knowing that you are putting so much work and passion. Juan, I'm used also to work with color, but I wanted to improve my stroke work, texture, etc. in digital. So removing the color allows me to focus in that part. Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, like I was saying, it removes processing aspect to the whole thing. Less the process. How do you say this in English? Less processing power needed, right? Lazarus, I really like the work you put in ArtStation. The way you capture the Star Wars aesthetic is impressive. You seems to ground the universes with your art in a fluid manner. Thank you, man. Or, well, I don't know. I just assume. Sorry. Thank you. Much appreciated. That means a lot. Thank you. I haven't posted anything for a long time on ArtStation. I have a lot of things to put there. All the Dark Tide work, which is a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna need to update at some point. But yeah, thank you. I do like Star Wars. Well, or what Star Wars used to be. In the original films. Let's flip once again. Guard, yeah, the heat is awful. I'm from Murcia. Oh, poof, yes, Murcia, man. Yeah. And my dream is to live in Asturias. Yeah, 30 degrees now. It's quite crazy. But yeah, for those of you that are not from Spain or are not familiar with Spanish geography, Murcia is basically a desert. Is the place of Spain where you have actual desert. So if you remember all these classic Western, spaghetti Westerns, the good, bad, and the ugly, and yeah, all those awesome films, all of those are were shoot on Murcia. No, sorry, not in Almeria, right? Or is it? Well, now I'm confused. No, that's in Almeria. Yeah, completely fucked up. Yeah. Okay. Been living too long in Sweden. Yeah, of course. Now I'm embarrassed. Yeah. There you go, Juan. Almeria the most. Yeah. Cantabrian Empress protects. My subconscious there. My brain is fucking with me right now. Emperor protects. You see how big of a nerd I am. The Emperor project is coming along nicely, thanks. I'm finally starting to get around the render testing, but it's slow going. Hope to put something in the group soon. Cool. Yeah, again, really looking forward. I would really like to make a 3D version of this Perturabo piece you are working on. I would like to make a character rig for it too and animate it. I can imagine all the armor plates and tendrils moving. It's a very cool concept indeed. Well, man, that's awesome. Yeah, please do if you feel for it. Yeah, go ahead. I would love to see that. If there is one aspect, what I don't know if it is the best, but it's in the top 3 best things about working with concept art. Is, at least for me, this is a very personal thing, is watching your work come to life through characters and seeing them being sculpted and modeled in 3D and then animated and put voices and all these type of things, or an environment or a vehicle design, or you name it. Your ideas, your concepts, just to be translated into something that actually feels real or alive, or yeah, or functioning. It's one of the best feelings in the world. So yeah, man, that will be such a honor. Lazarus, I'm currently in Barcelona, but it's not too bad for now. But I have friends in other regions who are dying right now. Yeah. To be honest, that the heat in Spain nowadays is something that actually worries me quite a lot. The fact that it's so much warm than what it's supposed to be or used to be. You know, like winters where, yeah, it's so warm and I don't know. It really scares me because it's how is that really affect things in the long run. You know, it's so easy to think in terms like, yeah, it's not rain. I mean, it's, yeah, good weather. It's easy to enjoy or whatever. But the consequences, the droughts and stuff like that, it's, I don't know. It's something that been in my mind for some time now regarding Spain. Let's flip the image back. Peter, hey, how are you doing? I hope that you had fun on the class today, Peter. And yeah, really looking forward for what you come up with and ideas and all of that. Really, really, really looking forward. Guard, yeah, Almería en Albacete, el desierto de Casas. Yes, yeah, okay. Yeah, I just had a brain fart there with the, I don't know why I mixed Almería and Murcia, but yeah. Cantabrian, yeah. The Emperor protects.
Wait.
No, it's this one. Oh yeah. Paul Dayton. Yes, the Emperor protects. Oh. Yeah, sorry about that. Could not avoid it. The small progression from thoughts to the page model is a great height. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It really is. just thinking what to do here. Yeah, the idea is that like some kind of like molten iron or something like that. This hammer will need to be in how do you say imbued with some warp energy of some kind. I mean, again, this thing with the demon aspect to the demon price prints that I feel it need to be pushed a little bit more. I think it's too physical. Material universe. I mean, in contrast with the warp. So at the moment, I feel that it's too low key in that sense, and I think I need to push it more. But yeah, let's say I find it's a fine line, difficult balance to find, because the original vision, I think it wasn't wrong, which was exactly that, just not to make it low key in that sense, since Perturabo was so against originally to demons and the power of the warp. But I think you need to be still pushed a little bit more. So not going to the extreme of the other traitor Primarchs, that they completely embraced it and became like, yeah, so over the top. But Peter, class was great. It was nice to talk to you. Thank you for the advice. Well, it was not very nice indeed. Finally, after such a long time, just to be able to talk. So yeah, again, I'm super happy to have you on the class. I really do. Gart, wait, do you teach? Do you have a class? Yes, I do. I teach at CGMA, and I teach a course that I create myself, called Narrative Illustration and Characters. So it's focused on applying visual narratives into your painting, into your art. to create more compelling images and characters. So if you ask me, an extremely important subject that is not taught in the depth that it's needed. So you have plenty. There's trillions of courses that are very focused on more technical aspects of art, but this one is a little bit different. So it's not so much about learning how to paint, but about using the same fundamentals of art as narrative tools, basically. And Peter here on chat, he just joined this term, which started last week. Lazarus, I think the chat is bugged or heavily delayed on this end. Really? Okay. I will look into it for next time. I don't think I can do anything about that now. Yeah, being able to communicate intention and action in one image is quite challenging. Yeah, it can be. It's like any other skill, artistic skill, right? It's something to train and to develop, and the more you practice, the better you get at it. So. But yeah, extremely important. Yeah, and something that is completely overlooked. And of course, I'm generalizing, obviously, but yeah. We'll flip again. Juan, I think the chat is showing Twitch chat, but has stopped showing the YouTube messages. Oh, really? This is so annoying. Yeah, it's been very erratic lately. Yeah, I can see. It has stopped. Yeah. Well, I can see all the messages depending on from all platforms, regardless. But yeah, it's annoying that you cannot see it on the here. Guard, awesome. I will check it out. Maybe I will join when I finish school. Yeah, please check it out. And yeah, and if you fancy, then yeah, we'll be very happy to have you. But just bear in mind that this now we started the spring term, and next term in summer I will not be able to do that term. There will be a replacement for me, so there will be another teacher lecturing my course, so it's the same content, everything, because everything is pre-recorded, and the structure and everything will be the same. So it will be just somebody else. But I will be back for the winter term. But yeah, just so you know. Peter, the first week class seems simple, but after today's Q&A, we're watching it tonight. Okay, cool. Yeah, there is... it's after all this time teaching this class, I see a pattern. Of course, it varies from class to class and from students to students, but like overall, I see a pattern where this concept of thinking narratively when creating art is not as simple to switch in your mind if you are not used to think that way. So it takes a little bit of time to get there. It is a lot to unpack. And this is from feedback that I have gotten from other students after they have done the course, is that it took them a little bit time after the course just to really assimilate everything, to absorb and to really to absorb everything, because it's quite a lot. And I'm just remembering that if you're interested about this topic, this subject, I was interviewed not long time ago in a podcast in Spanish, a Spanish podcast called Studio Creaturas. You can find it in YouTube and Spotify, I think. I'm not sure, but in YouTube for sure they have a channel where we talked about this, about visual narrative and why it is so important. So if you haven't heard too much about this subject, and that's something that can trigger some interest on you, I recommend you to listen to that podcast. I mean, and on that interview we talk about other stuff, but we dedicate some part of the interview talking about that. Okay, bye everyone. Gotta get back to work. Okay, Peter, take care. And again, looking forward to the ideas for next week. All right, so now I need to be on the watch for Dante, my son. He's sick now. He's how's it called in English? Chicken pox. So yeah, it's quite annoying. He's not feeling that good. So yeah, I might need to go and check on him. Pontus. Wait, did I not hear a goodbye? Wait, what? From me? No, I just said bye to Peter. I don't know what you're talking. Guard, narrative, illustration, and characters. Look awesome. I'm in the first year on an illustration grade on Murcia. When I finish, I will join the course for sure. Oh, cool. Well, awesome. Very happy to hear. By the way, can you recommend some place to do an internship? If you know stuff like that? No, man. I'm very sorry, but no idea. No idea. Lazarus, good luck with your Sunland. I'm off. See you next time. Yeah, thank you. See you next time. Thanks for joining. Pontus. We have like 20 minutes left of stream. Okay, let's flip back. Choo-choo-choo. All right, let's play a little with this hammer. I'm just thinking as if it has like some kind of burning core or something inside with some, you know, warp fire of some sort. At the same time, just using more red. Yeah, no, but if I think you need to keep some harmony with the rest of the image. I don't know how to make it work. I mean, there's already this like internal furnace idea with his body under armor already. So in some way, it kind of within the theme, but I don't know if it becomes a little bit too repetitive, or yeah, I'm not sure at the moment if that is a good thing or a bad thing. So it's just like reinforcing the theme, or just making it redundant and boring. Juan, maybe with smoke getting out of the hammer. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, let me try. Guard, gotta go. Perturabo is looking amazing. Thank you. When is the next stream? It's every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Spanish time, Central European time. Juan, yeah, like industrial pollution. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Let me try. Yeah, Pontus. Yeah, same wise. I like it as well. challenge then it's to do it in a way that is not too, how do you say, interfering with the rest of the character. This is one of those things in contrast between illustration and concept art. Is like, okay, you have one idea, but then you need to. It doesn't happen when you are doing a concept, but when you are doing an illustration, as it is the case, is like, all right, so how do you portray that idea, but still that it works visually within the image in an illustrative way. Guard, one last thing. Maybe the hammer could create heat distortion. It would fix the problem of shaping the smoke, but make aware that there is something hitting the hammer. Yeah. I don't know how I could perhaps do like that heat distortion within this kind of more rough style. But yeah, certainly that's a cool thing. So it's one of those things where I have to find that middle ground, right? So it's like enough to make the point, but with care so it doesn't become too much. See, the problem I see at the moment is that it kind of fucked with the silhouettes or the readability of the silhouettes. So I need to move it a little bit to the side, perhaps. Yeah, I'm not sure. I need to. I really, really like the idea. I just need to find a way to make it work within the within the image as it stands at the moment. But all right, I think I'm gonna leave it here for today. I'm quite happy with where it is and what we done today. So yeah, I'm happy how it's turning things, but I mean, yeah, still quite a lot of work left, a lot, but this is shaping nicely, I think, in my opinion. All right, thanks a lot everybody for joining and for saying hello. As always, it's an absolute pleasure doing this and talking to you guys and sharing some nice and relaxing painting and drawing time with you. So yeah, see you next time. So Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central European time. Yeah, please stay safe, healthy, and yeah, like I always say, paint and draw a lot and have fun doing it. Okay, take care and see you next time. Bye-bye. And Cantarian, yeah. Yeah, I think it could look and sound pretty cool. I agree. All right, take care, guys. Bye. And thanks for the wishes for Dante. Thank you.